we had a reason to have a relationship with New Directions, which is a nonprofit agency in Orange and Pepper Pike.
That was the one that you were talking about with former Congresswoman Stephanie Tubbs.
Right. And I decided when I was going to run for Congress, I wanted to go in and see the executive director there and let him know that, longtime friend, let him know that I had decided to run. So while I was waiting in their waiting area for him to meet with me, I noticed there was a big plaque on the wall from Stephanie Tubbs Jones. And I asked about that plaque when our meeting started, and he said Stephanie was very engaged in their program and was a huge supporter of their needs.
Where is this place at?
It's on Chagrin Boulevard, right near the Orange High School
Lander?
and Chagrin.
Lander and Chagrin, okay.
Right. Very lovely area. So I inquired. Of course, I'm running against my opponent. I want to know what she has done and hasn't done. I want to hold her for accountable for not doing something. If she has done something, there's enough she hasn't done that we can stay on that. Okay. Anyway, I asked the executive director what Miss Fudge had done for...
As a follow-up.
Yeah, as a follow-up to Stephanie. And he said she's not even been to the agency. So, to me...
Hold on. Let me get this right.
8 years.
Let me get this right.
Okay.
Let me get this right, because if I'm hearing you correctly, you're telling me that that program at New Direction, which is a rehab center that has been doing very well in its approach towards helping individuals, that
youth,
that a former extraordinary person like Congresswoman Stephanie Tubbs has gotten awards from and has a plaque in, that the new congressperson that's involved in that particular format has not came in any capacity and followed up on any of that information, to your understanding.
Nor, according to the
director.
Director, has
they would know.
Oh, yeah. She has shown no interest in the entire issue.
See, this is,
okay, this is really important because...
excuse me, I already called you Congresswoman, Bev. So let me just say this. Let me say this. Because to me, that's, again, the reason why I'm here.
Okay.
And the reason why I'm here is because that's a voice to me that I asked you earlier. What programs of previous people sitting in that seat of Congress?
Oh, that's a good
district,
example. That's a very good example.
The programs that should have been picked up on, that were doing good, that got good grades, that you would reincorporate, that now you went to ask that about and find out that we're not having that brought into the black community towards those things, but yet we're dealing with 34 people overdosing on heroin, and the black community has been suffering from that for a long time. But here's Stephanie Tubbs that has done something that was enhancing that situation and helping us in that regard in the black community, and now is not even being touched by our current.
We want to say,
did you hear me?
It's a blessing. It's a blessing to love a place like that, because everybody who works there doesn't make a lot of money, and everybody who gets services there, they're a mess, and their families are a mess, okay? Kids who end up there are living with aunts and uncles and grandparents and single parents. Some are foster kids. You can find a kid from every kind of family structure there, okay? You compliment and you love a place like that, because if you want to help humanity, certainly helping kids get their life back. I mean, Nate, is there something?
I'm not missing anything. I get it.
Okay.
I get it.
Okay. So you don't have to move into the place. All I'm saying is, Mr. Matoney was very clear that there has been no interest. You know, Senator Portman and other people in the country have been working on legislation. It's a very, very serious problem. You go from this overabundance of these prescription medications that are now on the street, and because those become expensive, heroin is the cheaper solution, and heroin kills kids. So, I don't know.
Well, I think well, yes, you do know. You just answered it. I don't know sometimes when people say that it's because they're exhausted about what they're hearing. So they're like, I don't know how to deal with this anymore.
You know, kids who are on drugs, they either die or they straighten out, okay? And New Directions, if you look at their statistics and their numbers, they also have a parent program on Saturdays. You know, once you have a kid in drug rehab, you don't have a life anymore. If you're an engaged parent, you don't have a life anymore if you have a kid in drug rehab.